sir. Tell me what we're doing here today.
I'm trying to watch somebody spill their guts on my dyno.
In today's video, we revisit prestige metal coatings from our last video. However, unlike our extreme van washing experience, on this day, the shop is hosting a dyno day. I know some of you are thinking, what the fuck is a dyno day? So for the uninitiated, it's a day where people gather to put their cars in a machine to see what type of horsepower and torque the cars make. And this is great for pretty much everybody involved because the drivers get to know what kind of power they're making, spectators are able to enjoy the noises from the cars from Gran Turismo 7, and enthusiasts are able to get an idea of what kind of power they're going to make if they decide to choose a setup similar to the car that's on the dyno. Or you can get some friends together and put down some Monopoly money and guess what kind of power these cars are going to make.
Alright, today we have a supercharged.
This ain't super, it's turbocharged.
Turbocharged. 5.0 Fox body here. I'm going to estimate 330.
I like those numbers.
What do you want? 330.
I'm gonna say 360.
On the money?
360?
360?
I think
Mike?
360.
Okay.
I'm hoping it made
Give me $1 now.
430 to 450.
430, 450?
That's a turbo
430, 450?
You said 350?
Man, let's go see the turbo. Let's go, guys.
PSR?
We're gonna stick with our original goal of 330. It looks like 450, but we're gonna say 330. We're gonna see what the dyno says.
Yet again, we bump into our fellow Thrash mate, Andre. I told him earlier in the day he was going to be the front man for this video, said let's see how he did.
All right, well, welcome guys. Today is dyno day. It's a very special day. As you can see, there's many cars here, local guys. If you look this way, you're gonna see a dyno. And we got some Thrash seats, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a nice day. I'm hungry. My car's right here. It will not go on a dyno today because it's too pretty. It's too pretty to go on a dyno.
What kind of numbers will it pull?
We're not gonna discuss that. That's off limits. What's going on, Joe?
You know, just trying to get my car dynoed, but I got rejected.
Rejection?
By the man himself.
That's impossible.
But why though?
We have to go ask him.
Let's go do that, guys! This is the man himself. We want to know why you rejected that clean coupe over there.
It's clean.
It's very clean.
Yep.
All right, guys, that's all he's going to give us.
Like Lamar said, it's too nice, which this time around, too nice translates into too low. Because at first glance, it seemed that the car wouldn't clear the dyno. So this car right here came in hello show ready. That's risque. You get on the dyno?
If it'll go up there, I'll put it on there.
How much power are you gonna get?
We'll just say 350.
With some finagling though, it made it onto the dyno. And to get an idea, wait a second, you guys hear that? What you guys know the game? This is guess that power. With our next vehicle ready to be dynoed, we can now gather our contestants.
300. 370.
About 275.
350. 375.
Now it's time for the results. As cars of all types were howling on the dyno for all the car nerds to enjoy, those looking for a more subtle experience were able to wander in front of the shop, where a small car meet formed basically, from drift cars to street cars to how did this get here? In small proximity of everything going on, there was of course the booths, from Animal Style to D-Magic and of course Thrash, which somehow our booth turned into an on again, off again dance floor somehow. I was videoing you first. Damn, bro. But before we move on any further, let's check out another game of Guess That Power. On the dyno, we have a drift-ready pink S14 with a motor that sports 2 more cylinders than the original KA24, a VQ found on 350Zs and G35s, and more. However, I think we all can say the best performance mod is in the exterior, because it has
fucking leopard, man. How can you resist?
Did you say leopard? It's got leopard? I mean, leopards are pretty fast, so it's no cheetah, but I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, dude.
How much power do you think your leopard car is gonna make?
Hella
Oh,
power.
hella.
Well, see, it's not a cheetah either. At least a tiger.
Give it a number.
10.
Outside of the people,
That moves don't stop.
the tacos, and the cars, this dyno day was a special day for Thrash. After what feels like forever, Thrash was finally able to debut Fukuda's remastered 180SX, a staple of the early 2000s D1 era, and the original Thrash D1 drift car has now been reimagined in 2022. Even though most of the new generation of drifters may not know this car or the driver, I doubt anyone can ignore the overall execution to dedicating to the time of the era it was born in and how it holds its own today, as its overall aesthetic was brought back to life thanks to D-Magic and Julian laying down paint and many others who had laid hands on this car.
The long story behind this, which is that when I was planning on restarting Thrash, I had to talk to original drivers to essentially get their okay because the original owner had passed away. So I wanted to make sure it was legit and not just like some American guy going after a Japanese company with no legitimate like connection to the original owner or the people who used to be involved. Obviously, one of the most like notable people involved with Thrash was Fukuda, who was longtime friends with the owner. So I told him like, I really want to get this going again and I want to use most of the profits to build you a car so you can come back to America and drive. So of course he was into it because he's been out of D1 and hasn't driven here since like 2007 or 8 or something. So that was the idea behind the car. Like that was my like goal. Get Thrash restarted, use the money we make to build him this car. In Japan, I met with Fukuda and we talked and we went out to eat and I was like, which era of your 180SX do you want me to build, essentially? Like, just tell me. We came to essentially this one where he was like, this was the most fun for me because I got to drive D1 in America multiple times. I got to go to UK, the Silverstone event. He's like, this one was my favorite. So we decided on the like 2004-5 scheme. Normally people will, I'm gonna build this car for someone. Sponsor me, sponsor me, sponsor me, sponsor me, give me this, give me that. It was like, no, we're using all of our money to make it exactly how we want it. What suspension do you want? DG5? Okay, they're not in business anymore, whatever, I'll fucking find some. CR Kais? Okay, good, got it. He wanted to be in sports because it was like, whoa, Type 4, I think it is, with the canards and all that shit. He had blue hood pins, guess what? I got blue hood pins. Ganadors, the Pias, which are super rare, and shout out to my homie who actually had these Pia fog lights, and when he sent them to me, the switch came on the little 180SX like thing, like here, I'll show you. The switch literally came on a 180SX button. So these were mounted in a 180SX before. And it's kind of weird because it's like, were these Fukudas like 20 years ago? Yeah. It's IKEA formula, tension rods, tie rods, all that stuff. Yanak actually is still in business for people who are wondering. They still make suspension arms, brand new. So if you want some, they would love your business. What else? Yanak didn't make the wing anymore, so it's an Origin wing. Michael D Magic looked at a magazine and then made the Yanak style end plates. My friend made like a 3D render of the Yanak stands, and then my other friend here, Dan, cut them. And the engine, it looks like shit, but HPI oil cooler, S13SR, Apex head gasket, fully rebuilt, Blitz K-Series turbo. He wanted a Blitz turbo because he's like, it's literally the best sounding wastegate ever. Like, he literally said that. He's like, oh, I miss it.
Flashback. End of flashback.
You know, it was a long process, but I wanted to make sure it was right. Like, I don't want to give people some half-assed version of this car. Like, this car was super special to me. He was always my favorite driver, and then going to D1 and using my broken Japanese when I was like 17. It's like meeting your hero or whatever, and he's actually cool, and you want to like do good by them. I tried my best, and he's pretty stoked on it. He can't wait to come drive. Oh shit, I didn't do this yet. Oh boy, oh boy. What y'all know about that? Oh, brand new Cusco, boy!
Now that Fukuda's drift chariot was now finished, it was time to find an event for him to drive. But we wouldn't have to wait long, as Super D Monstery was finally announced after being dormant for 4 years. Super D is a drift event that's hosted by Drift Team Animal Style that brings in international talent, and this time around, Fukuda is going to be one of those talents, alongside Naoki.
Oh, I'm very excited because he's going to be driving with Naoki. And like, have they ever driven together? Yeah, and Nico, remember? They battled. Yeah. See, the thing is, like, they're totally different eras, right? And Naoki is the boss of Meihan, like, undisputed. But Fukuda's the boss of Nico, alongside, like, Koguchi and a couple others. But everyone knows Fukuda is, like, the fastest at Nico. It's different styles, different eras, whatever, but, like, as you saw in the video, Fukuda beat Naoki. It just goes to show, man, like, skill, speed, like, you just... It's gonna be exciting. Like, I don't know how to put it into words. I lost my train of thought, but fuck it. Like, they're both really good, and they're both gonna fucking rip. And he's gonna be way stoked to drive this car. Yeah, I'm super stoked. I'm excited.
With Super D now in our sights, it's only a matter of time before we're able to see what Fukuda and this machine can do at Apple Valley Speedway. But I'm pretty sure, you know, the way that Super D usually goes, it's gonna be the great, amazing, exciting, controlled chaos and the extremely out of control chaos that Super D generally provides, and I think it's going to be an overall amazing experience for all of us to enjoy. As much as I like to say that we ended up ripping on the dyno for the end of this video, unfortunately the engine isn't tuned yet, so the Blitz Turbo wasn't able to scream like we all hoped for. So until then, you will have to wait just like the rest of us until Super D. We at Thrash appreciate you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next video.